Hello, movie fans out there! Short of the Max Extreme here.
And Ghost Hunter Dave.
Together, we comb the movies as Imperius Rex.
Comb them?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Troy,
Yeah.
I think we can both agree that it's been a heck of a summer movie season.
Boy, has... it started even before summer, Dave.
Oh, my God, it did. I have a list. We'll get to it. Hang tight. There's a list. It's a listicle.
Great.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 50. But yeah, it's been a busy time for the movies.
That's right. Busy time for Imperius Rex.
Boy, has
We've
it.
decided this year to cover a lot of them, which might not have been in our best interest.
Nah.
But this is the last one, thankfully.
For a minute.
With Spider-Man. This is a Spider-Man Far From Home video. Before we just unload all our baggage.
Right?
Alright. Well, that was a weird intro.
Yeah,
but,
it was. But we're gonna roll with it.
That's right. So let's get into it. We had a heck of a 2019, and we're gonna wind it down with Spider-Man Far From Home,
Yep.
Marvel's last outing until they reveal what's next.
What's to come, yeah.
Kind of the epilogue, the capstone to Phase 3.
Yeah.
And kind of a nice bookend to Endgame.
Yeah.
Which rocked us all to our core.
Yeah,
earlier
I
this
heard
year.
that going into Spider-Man, and I'm like, okay, let's just see, because I thought it bookended it pretty well already.
Yeah.
And it did a really good job, and then it kind of teased things yet to come. So I was like,
A couple big ones.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm back on board.
Good for you.
I don't think I was ever off board, but I'm doubly in. I'm in with a passenger.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed this leaving the theater. I was excited for what's to come.
Yeah.
Like, I guess maybe I'm just burned by the past few where I'm like, that was fine.
Yeah,
And
the past few
Like
Spider-Man?
the Garfield ones.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about. And I don't even hate those
No,
either.
they were fine.
Yeah,
They
but
were all building to something bigger that we never got.
And that
I feel
I
like
didn't
we're
really
finally
care
gonna
about.
kind of maybe get them.
yes. But these movies, also tonally, the Holland movies, I should say, are tonally different than what the MCU brings. Even if that does like a campier version, like an Ant-Man or something, I
Yeah.
feel like this is still different, and I like this more.
Yeah, it's kind of like a teen comedy
Yeah.
vibe.
Right.
Like the first half was just kind of like a big vacation movie.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I don't even mind that he's not Spider-Manning about.
Right.
He's just having a good time with
Right.
Ned and MJ.
Yeah.
Who I have really grown to like.
Yeah.
Ned is a great buddy that we don't always get in Spider-Man. He's normally like a lone wolf.
Right.
I like that he has a friend.
Right.
And MJ, I like that she has something to her other than she's just pretty and an actress.
Right. They shied away from her a little bit in the last movie, but in this one, she's a little bit more in the forefront, and I really
they
grew on her this time.
Yeah, they flesh her out, and they give her a little bit more of a personality other than, like, a weird chick.
Yes.
So it's like, oh, I like her.
Me too.
I might fall for her, too.
Yep.
You know? Even though that Spider-Man is back home in the Marvel Universe, as they say, I would say this is the biggest departure from the traditional Spider-Man, at least in comic form, that we've gotten in movies so far.
I could see that.
But still somehow tonally hits all the marks.
Right.
You know, we've got a young, hot Aunt May. We've got him as, like, the young Iron Man protege.
Yep.
He's got friends. He's fairly well-liked.
Yeah.
And, he's not, like, the awkward dweeb
Right.
that we have come to expect out of Spider-Man.
Right.
But it feels still, like, right on the mark to me.
Yeah.
And I think, like, the modernization of it really helps because the Sam Raimi movies, when you look back at them, I think we have fond memories of them as long as we kind of, like, squint during Spider-Man 3. But they're so much of, like, a time
Right.
You know,
There's a
where
love
like,
letter to the 60s.
Yeah, it's like that just would not work.
Mm-hmm.
He can't be like that downtrodden and be believable.
Right.
Like, why does everyone hate Peter Parker? Like, what did he do?
Yeah.
But like in this iteration in the Marvel universe, like, yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
You know, he's still got that spunk of the young up and coming superhero.
Right.
But he's not like this just ostracized leper of his high school.
Right, for sure. Yeah, I really enjoy that. But even then, like in his high school, like there's still people that like hate on him, like Flash. I love Flash hating on him.
Yeah,
it's so great because you barely get that in any other incarnation of the Spider-Man movies either. Like it's in the early canon of Spider-Man, Flash Thompson is just his main nemesis next to J. Jonah Jameson.
Yep.
And I'm glad you get to see that in that. And I love that they also carry on that he loves Spider-Man. And I love all that dichotomy, especially the scene where you get to see in the trailers. It's like, I love Spider-Man because he's there for the neighborhood. He's such a great guy. Oh, hey, Flash. Fuck you, dickhead, or whatever it is.
Yeah, I completely agree. They definitely pick and choose what elements of the Spider-Man history they want to incorporate, but I feel like they didn't really miss any marks.
No.
You know, the only, like, glaring absence that occurs to me is Ben, Uncle Ben, which we have yet to get.
Right.
And I feel like they're just waiting for the right moment.
Sure.
Or the right person, or maybe they don't know yet, and rather than just rushing out and cramming Uncle Ben down our throats...
Right.
Oh, here's an image. Like, they will deliver it when they're ready.
Yeah.
And they're not there yet.
Right.
But right now, we have, like, Spider-Man kind of under the tutelage of Tony Stark. And in this one, he has kind of a relationship with Mysterio.
Yeah.
So he's always got kind of this person that he's looking up to.
Right.
And I feel like we're gonna get to Ben, but without Uncle Ben, it does seem like he's missing an element that makes him Spider-Man, of the whole power and responsibility that we haven't got yet.
Yeah,
I'm not missing it, per se, because we've got it so much in other incarnations.
Yeah.
But as far as essential Spider-Man elements, that's missing.
Yeah. I'm gonna double up on that, saying like I don't miss it. If they never do it, I'll be like, I don't feel like I'm out anything really.
Yeah.
But if they do include it in there and it is great, I would love it.
Can you imagine the Hollywood hunk they're gonna cast?
I know.
Is Uncle
Can you
Ben
imagine
to
if
be
it's
married
like John Hamm or something like that?
Or like Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, just
That's the Matthew McConaughey role they're waiting for. Uncle Ben.
Can you imagine?
Surfer hair Uncle Ben. You just hop off my longboard, give you some sage advice, Peter. You want a toke?
Yeah.
You want to hit this?
Yeah, this is also sage. Wink, wink.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like this definitely pulls from the Ultimate Spider-Man
Oh, yeah, for sure.
atmosphere.
Yeah.
Where it's like, let's modernize it. Let's make Aunt May not this wheat cake peddling old biddy, you know.
Yeah.
He has friends. They act like normal kids.
For sure.
That whole high school experience is so, like, fully formed in this.
Yeah.
And that's been kind of missing in all the other ones.
And I love that especially because he's the only kid in this whole Marvel universe that's a superhero. And they play that 100%. Like,
they're
the awkward teenagers.
They're two full-on high school movies.
Yes, yeah.
You know?
I love going back to that, and he's just awkward enough that he doesn't know how to talk to girls and all that kind of, I really enjoy that.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be a John Hughes movie.
It really could, and I know that's what they were
It's
shooting
like
for.
John Hughes' superhero era.
Yeah. The Mysterio in this, like, he's not my favorite villain of all time. Like, people have been pining for him, and I'm like, yeah, Mysterio's fun.
I have an appreciation of Mysterio more than I really love him.
But him in this movie has turned me around on him, and I thought they did him the best I've ever seen Mysterio.
I think they
incorporated into a universe in this movie.
And I would say the exact same thing with the Vulture in the previous movie.
Yeah.
Where, like, 2 in a row, they've picked these kind of B-list, long-running Spider-Man or Marvel villains.
Right.
And made them, like, some of the most formidable, like, actually terrifying villains. Where it's like, I get where they're coming from.
Right.
I I like them, and
Yes.
I'm scared of them, and like they present an actual threat.
Yes. And I like that they're like also a hazard to like society and all that kind of stuff, but they also have that little personal connection to him, which makes a great Spidey villain.
Yeah.
Like in the last one, the Vulture, it's like, oh yeah, it ended up being like Mary Jane's dad.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh shit.
Not Mary Jane, it was the other girl.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah. The other girl's dad. And it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And then in this one, it wasn't necessarily somebody that is that connected to him, but it's like somebody
he could look up to and respect.
That, yes. And then somebody that was closely connected to, like, a Tony Stark.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because now he's a protege of, it kind of rains down on him there. And it's like, oh, shit.
Yeah. Also, we'll spoil the hell out of it. So Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio.
Right.
He's a high caliber actor.
Yeah.
Not someone that would just do any role at this point in his career. He's made his Prince of Persia. Now he can pick and choose.
Right.
And I kind of wondered, like, why is he doing this? Mm-hmm. You know? And at the beginning, and especially how the trailers made it out, like, he's just this kind of heroic guy.
Right.
And if you know anything about comics, you're like, well, he's not. And we're
Right.
all kind of waiting for that other shoe to drop.
Right.
But I don't think anyone was expecting the shoe to drop so perfectly.
Oh my god. Yeah, when it did, I'm just like, that was fucking great.
Yes.
It was such a good heel turn.
Oh, you know that he's not a good guy.
Yes.
But he wins you over, as he does everyone else in the movie.
Right.
Tom Holland, everyone.
Yeah.
And then when that happens, it's so abrupt, and he goes so into his, like, crazy neurotic, like, Nightcrawler mode of Jake Gyllenhaal performances.
Yeah.
We were like, yes! That is it. Like, I've read Mysterio, but I haven't quite read it through the lens of Jake Gyllenhaal, and that just puts the whole thing together.
Yes.
And I'm like, yes, that is Mysterio.
Yeah. He essentially got to play two characters in this movie, which was amazing.
Yeah.
I see why he took this role, because forever he was teased that he was going to replace friggin' Tobey Maguire and all that shit. So,
he had to at this point.
So I'm like, what really drove... I was thinking the same thing. What drove him to this movie to be this character? And it was like, the turn in this is so good.
It's so
Mysterio
good.
might be my favorite character in this movie.
Oh, he's so great. And I love that when he's outside of his, like, projected Mysterio suit, which they did full justice to. He is absolutely the Mysterio, the classic Mysterio look.
Yeah.
He's in a mocap suit.
I love that too.
But still has the bubble.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like the people took notes on the internet and they're like, he has to have the cape and he has to have the bubble. Even if it's not all at once, he needs to have the bubble.
Right. And I love... So, okay. I also love, too, that he works with, like, a Mysterio team, and they incorporate and fold in, like, 10 years of continuity of these characters here and there. Like, this is so good. It's so thought out. It's like an epilogue to
It is.
And I'm like, holy shit, they just did it! Like, they did what they said!
They've been saying they were going to do it, but I didn't believe them. And Troy.
Yeah.
I was sitting here in the theater, and there was a moment that happened that had me roaring, and I wished I could have been in the theater with you and all of your brothers when it happened.
Yes.
Where Mysterio is talking to his entourage.
Yes.
And we get to the one guy from Iron Man 1, the initial Marvel Cinematic Universe movie.
Yep.
And we get a flashback to one of our favorite moments.
Yes.
Of any movie ever.
Yep.
Do you want to take it from
could
here?
I?
Yes.
The guy that gets bitched out because Tony Stark built this in a cave with a box of scraps. That guy is in this movie.
Yes.
It's amazing. It's so good.
All the way back. And that, for anyone that doesn't know outside of the two of us here, that for some reason is a line that you and your brothers just attached yourselves to.
It's now
and then I kind of like sidled onto it. And it's just this ongoing joke, the box of scraps. So to hear that again,
my God.
it made the whole movie worthwhile.
Yeah.
The box of scraps.
It was so good. And they replay it from, like, his perspective.
Yes.
Like, are you kidding? I get a different angle from this? This is so good. And then from there, they also fold in other people that Tony Stark has, like, effed over in his career.
Yeah, the technology from Civil War, where they create, like, they call it barf. But,
yeah.
you know, like the life model hologram of all these people.
When he
they
visits,
fold that in.
Yep.
It's like, man, they are sticking to their continuity.
Right.
Which I love.
Right. Because I wasn't quite sure how they were going to do Mysterio, because he's, like, a movie effects artist or whatever. I'm like,
movie magic.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of lame. But, like, making it that, I'm like, that's perfectly thought out.
And it completely keeps on brand with Tony Stark creating every villain that they come across, even from beyond the grave.
Post-mortem.
Yes.
He's still creating them left and right.
And poor Peter just has to clean up after him.
So, more supporting cast in this, too. We get Maria Hill and Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, later on, there's a big twist with them, which I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me?
Yeah, but nice to see them again.
Yeah, for sure. I guess there was, like, the opening scene in this was going to be a post-credit scene for Endgame, when they're in Mexico.
Oh.
And it's just like, I'll take care of this Mysterio blast, and that was going to be, like, a post-credit sequence.
I would have preferred it, actually.
Yeah.
I thought it opened very strangely on that.
Yeah, so did I. I didn't hate it, but when I heard that it was thought to be a post-credit scene, I'm like, I think I would have liked that more.
Yeah.
There to see what's coming next, and then just kind of open with Spider-Man.
And you didn't need it for this either.
No.
You could have done without it if you hadn't seen that post-credit.
Right. And then, from once they get to, like, Far From Home fairly quickly. I don't know how a school in Brooklyn could afford a science club to go to overseas.
Yeah.
But they go with J.B. Smoove.
Oh, God. I love him
Starr.
on this.
They are so good in this.
Yes.
I can't, like, 2 movies down the road, it's just going to be a spin-off of those 2.
Oh,
and I'm going to love it.
And Martin Starr was great in the previous one, too.
Yeah.
But, like, they let him go crazy. And then, and how, like, his wife left him and faked that she was snapped out of existence.
He's like, I went to her funeral. Speaking of the snap, which they call, like, the blip now is in current continuity, like, that was kind of confusing. That was, like, the one thing I keep, like, landing back on. So, when you got blipped out, did you age? Or if you were unblipped, did you age? Because there's one character in this that, like, grew up to be this handsome heartthrob.
Yeah.
What happened there? Because I feel like
Did he blip or unblip?
Well, Spider-Man got blipped, right?
Yeah,
so you would think,
and he didn't age.
So you would assume that the rest of his class didn't age, because they're all the same. But he stayed back, and he aged 5 years, and now he's this heartthrob?
Oh yeah, that doesn't make sense.
No. That's the one, and I keep looking up on the internet to see if anyone could give me an answer, because they kind of breeze by it very quickly.
They do. They get it, they give you everything you need to know for the movie, and then get it out of the way and don't address it again, but it also gives you enough that after Endgame, you're like, oh, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
You know? You could do, like, a one-shot on it.
Yeah, I wish they would.
But, like, I got enough.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're never going to address it again after this.
Right.
That phase is over.
But, yeah, all the little things just tying in to the whole continuity of this whole Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Infinity Saga, if you will.
Yep.
Really well done.
So before we get the big reveal of Mysterio, we get treated to 2 other B-list Spider-Man villains. We get a Hydro Man and a Molten Man experience.
Right.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Enough that, like, we'll count it.
Yeah.
And it's cool that we got him.
They name drop the Hydro Man in it, but
because they say, like, a Reddit thread says it might be Maury Bench.
Yes.
Who is Hydro Man, but, like, it's not.
Right.
But they tie it in enough that you're like, we'll allow it.
Right.
And I'm okay with that. Like,
yeah.
Hydro Man, I like him. For some reason, I do like that villain. But, like, there's not much to him.
No.
And I'm glad he made it into a Spider-Man movie.
Same.
And same with Molten Man.
Yep.
Like, he has a whole backstory, but, like, I'm good with what we got. Right. We're not going to get a full Molten Man movie.
No.
So this is enough.
This is fine.
And the way they also tied it into, like, the elementals, like, people did their homework on this, where they're like, yeah, it can be this, and it's not just this made-up threat.
Right.
You know, I like that it's
Right.
not just smoke demons that Mysterio conjured.
Right.
It is something where, like, well, I don't know, maybe it is something else.
Right.
It's not, but, like,
Right.
it could have been, and I appreciate that they did the effort. They put forth the effort.
So do I. It's so smart, like, just seeing the trailer and thinking, like, they really gave away a lot in it is, like, when the moment where Mysterio's like, hi, I'm Mysterio. I'm from the multiverse. I'm from a different Earth.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit, you're saying that in a trailer? And then you go in and you're like...
So we should have known that is not what is happening with this.
Right. And I was like, coming off of Endgame, where they're branching off and doing other timelines and stuff, I'm like, holy fuck, they're really going all in on this shit. They're like trying to compete with Spider-Verse over here.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought they were going to do. Obviously, they get in. That's not the case at all. He's just fucking bullshitting.
Yes.
Because he's got somebody feeding him lines on the other side, which I also really like. And it's so ridiculous that it's like, yeah, that might be true. I don't know.
I know. And apparently Kevin Feige said that, like, calm down. There is a multiverse. We're just not there yet.
Right.
So, like, I appreciate that he's also addressing that. It's like, I know we kind of did a Mandarin and pulled the rug out from under you there.
Right.
But, like, we'll get there.
Right.
You know?
Well, because...
We're not just going to drop it with Mysterio, of
Right.
all people. Should we dip into that post-credit
Yeah, I
scene?
think we should, because, like, coming from that, it opens up the rest of what they're going to do with these Marvel movies for, like, probably at least a couple years.
Yeah. So, let's start at the end. Let's start with the Nick Fury post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Where we find out that the Nick Fury in this is actually Talos.
Yeah.
And his wife, I can't remember her name,
Right.
but the
It's
Skrulls
playing
from Captain
Maria
Marvel
Hill. Yeah.
are Nick Fury and Maria Hill. And Nick Fury is just, like, up on a ship, taking a little R&R between bouts of whatever he's doing.
Right.
I get the feeling that he might be assembling Sword.
Yeah.
From
Other people have
Astonishing
said that,
X-Men.
too, and I'd be into that.
Yeah. But it leaves so many questions with that I almost couldn't enjoy it.
Oh, I really enjoyed it, because I didn't know that was going to be the post-credit sequence at all. Because I knew there were two, and usually, like, the last one is just like, whatever, I'll
It's
go to
usually
the
a
bathroom.
joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when...
it's an ant playing the drums, which I still haven't seen.
I looked it up. I'm like, should I stay for the post-credit sequence? And they're like, yes.
Yeah, I did
so I
too.
did. And I'm glad I did. I'm like, holy shit, they can do a whole, like, secret invasion from here if they want to.
Yeah.
They could totally almost retcon anything.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, they have the whole fucking universe to play with now.
Yes. Because we've been introduced to the Skrulls in 90.
Yes.
1990. So we have no idea when Nick Fury was replaced.
Right.
But they're also, like, on good standings.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many head scratchers there. Where
Right.
I'm like, I don't know where to go with
They
this.
can literally do, like, it's kind of like, almost like his LMD type of thing.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
he could appear two places at once if he wanted to. Like, he could have been in that ship the whole time, since 1990.
Yeah.
If he wanted to. Like, it could have always been Telos. Like,
I don't know if I like that.
well, no, I don't like that either, but it could be. And
Yeah.
even, there could be, like, also rogue factions of Skrulls that are doing things over here that are impersonating others.
Oh, yeah.
There could have never been an actual Maria Hill.
Yeah.
Like,
I think we are definitely moving towards very, like, galactic Phase 4.
I would love that. Like, the back half of the movie, I think the Weekly Planet said this too, like, but the back half of the movie, like, poses the most questions.
Yeah.
And it's like, the movie's great, but then the post-credit sequences are just
It's
like...
all I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Aside from that,
Sure.
the previous
The
mid-credit
scene,
sequence
yeah.
is the best thing we've gotten of any Spider-Man movie
Yeah.
in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Where we have J.K. Simmons himself reprising the role
Yes.
of J. Jonah Jameson.
Yes.
And it was just perfect.
Yes.
And you could sense it coming. Your spider sense was tingling as, like, the news report comes up, and
Yeah.
they're like, and we have this report from this local newspaper,
Yes.
and you're like, oh my God. Are they gonna bring in someone else? Are they just gonna go all in? And they went all in.
Went all in.
They're just like, if we bring in anyone else, you're gonna compare them to J.K. Simmons.
Yep.
Just get J.K. Simmons and just call it good.
Yes.
And everyone in the world is completely fine with it.
Yeah. The only thing I wish they had was the flat top. That's the only thing I wanted.
Same here. But I'll accept it.
Yo, me same. Yeah, like it's great. And then I'm assuming the freaking Box of Scraps culprit, like, fed J.K. Simmons that footage, because it's all doctored up or whatever, because that actually didn't really happen.
Yeah.
And, like, so he leaked it or whatever, and then leaks Peter Parker's identity.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit, where do they go from here?
It's kind of like the Civil War moment, where suddenly he's unmasked to the public.
Even showing his fucking face on a big screen. But I really think, now that there's Skrulls out there, and all this kind of stuff, that it can be, like, done in, like, the beginning of the next movie. It's like, oh, no, there's like shape changers out there and all that kind of shit. Like,
yeah, I don't know. It brings to mind right when he drops MJ back in Times Square there before that newscast starts. Right. There's some road construction in the background. Right. Did you catch this?
No.
There's like a closed off block, and it says 1, 2, 3 ? And it says, it's something like, we can't wait for you to see what we have coming.
Okay.
So it's kind of like phase 1, 2, 3, 4 is ?
Okay.
And Marvel can't wait for us to see what they have planned.
Awesome.
And I caught that, I'm like, oh, yep, that all checks out.
Okay.
So just as a little Easter egg where it doesn't spoil anything, it's nothing big, but it's just like, oh, they're stringing you along there.
Everything in this movie is so good. I feel like we've touched on pretty much everything we need to touch on, but is there anything else you want to get to before we have final thoughts on the movie?
I don't think so.
This movie's great. If you haven't seen it yet, go out and see it.
Did you like it more than the Spider-Man Homecoming?
I don't know. I think I ended up liking the reveal of Vulture. I don't know what villain I like more.
I was gonna say like, oh, but Michael Keaton Vulture, and then I'm like, oh, but Jake Gyllenhaal Mysterio.
I know.
They're both really good.
They're on par, but I like them for different reasons.
Yeah.
But every villain so far for the Spider-Man movies have been just stellar.
Yeah, they have. So Marvel hasn't done like a 4 franchise series yet, I guess, outside of Avengers. Do you think Spider-Man could break that mold and just do more Spider-Mans?
I could see there'd be like 5 Spider-Man movies. Tom Holland's still young enough. He's got a youthful face.
Yeah, and like, plus Spider-Man is one of those that, like, he has this long history of leaving high school and going to college.
Yeah.
And then leaving college and being married.
Right.
And you could do all this.
Yeah.
You know, you could keep Tom Holland as long as he's going with it. And we haven't even gotten, like, the Green Goblin or anything yet.
No, but
or Doc Ock.
I'm not even aching for a Green Goblin or anything yet. I want to see, like, these, like,
Kraven. We need Kraven.
I need Kraven. Yes. Oh my God, just give me Kraven the Hunter once.
Yes.
That's all I want.
So there you have it, movie fans. Spider-Man, Far From Home. What did you think? What are you looking forward to for wherever Spider-Man ends up next?
Sure.
Is he close to home? Is he far from home? Who knows?
Farther from home.
How will they work home into the title?
That's what we're all waiting for.
That's right. And what are you looking forward to outside of the Marvel Universe? Is there, some Lion King to wet your whiskers? Is there some horror franchises that you're chomping at the bit for? Who knows? Or are you going to charge up that lightsaber for Episode 9 coming at you this December?
Right.
Who knows?
Who knows indeed, Dave.
So, man, what a journey it's been, Troy. I didn't think this was going to be that long, but we just poured our hearts and souls into this Spider-Man review. I think this is longer than our Endgame one.
Yeah, movies. They're great.
That's right, but now we're done. Thank Christ.
Wipe the brow, we're done.
Let's talk about something else.
But until we do talk about something else, I've been Short of the Max Extreme.
And I've been Ghost Hunter Dave.
Together we've been Imperius Rex. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
penis in the suit. It just goes whatever way it wants. Spider agility. All right.